did a phone interview with you a couple of weeks ago, and then I asked you about your thoughts on reality programs, and I think you mentioned that you'd be interested in doing that, maybe be a judge on a singing or talent show. I was wondering, what's your favorite? Do you watch reality shows? What's your favorite show? And if you were going to be part of like a reality program, what would it be?
Actually, it's funny you ask. They asked me to be in the original lineup for The Voice.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow,
they did.
okay.
But I turned it down at the time. It was for the very beginning of the show because I was busy recording my album, Spirit Indestructible. So I think if I was given a chance to do something like that again, I would like to, and maybe guest judge for one day on one of those shows.
Okay.
I think they're all really amazing. You know, any of the singing shows I think are really fun. But there's a reality show I've seen that I find. I like all the ones about people like fishermen and stuff like that, like the ones that are on like the nature channels.
The best catch.
Yeah, I find those kind of interesting. Those ones are interesting, or like dirtiest jobs or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I like those ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm Sergio again. I'm from OneManilaExpress.com. Your fans are asking, what's the inspiration behind the new album, Spirit Indestructible, and are you going to sing songs from the Loose album also?
In the concert, I'm going to be singing songs from all of my albums, Nelly, Folklore, Loose, and Spirit Indestructible. So I do a little taste of everything. And the new album is, I call it like, it's kind of like an adrenaline rush. A lot of the songs are really loud and fast, and some of the beats are like kind of aggressive, almost like abrasive, but the vocals are playful and welcoming and positive, and so I don't know, I really like the work. I get categorize myself as a pop musician just because most of my songs you can break them down to like acoustic guitar and they're still like songs. So I don't know, the album is, I definitely, something about this album, it's taken, I just can't wait for it to come out because I think the energy on the album, I think my fans are really going to relish the energy because it's super positive and really life-affirming. Thank you.
Next question.
My question is, a lot has changed since you first released your first album, and what was your approach in producing Spirit Indestructible, considering that the music industry has changed a lot?
I don't know. I think I kind of masterminded like a way to not feel pressure after I put Loose out. And the way I did that was, first I started my own label, Nelstar, and that was good for me because it was good for my soul. It was good to kind of do things for a really organic reason, just kind of because I want to help out other artists, or because I want to give back to artists creatively and be around their creative energy too, because I think I take as much as I give, just kind of being around the energy is like really inspiring for an artist, especially when you've been doing it for a while. It's nice to be around new artists because they give you new love for what you're doing. Then doing the Spanish album was really key because it was on my indie label for one, and then second of all, it reminded me that there's a world that exists outside of like North American pop music, and that there's artists all over the world, whether it's in the K-pop scene or the Latin scene or Eastern Europe, wherever it is, that are making like really good careers for themselves, playing sold-out arenas every night. But maybe the average person who listens to only English pop music hasn't heard of them. But doing the Spanish album reminded me that there's more to music than just that one style. And so then going into Spirit Indestructible, I don't know, what kind of initially started as like a bit of a timidness towards recording in English again, just because I wasn't sure what I wanted to say in English again, kind of turned into a really cool experience because I just kind of A&R'd my own album. Like I kind of just, for a while there, I was the only one who knew how many songs I had. I just collected all these songs with all these different friends at different studios in different cities all around the world. And then when I met Rodney Jerkins, it kind of got a little more organized because I decided to have him executive produce the album, and so he helped me kind of like filter through the songs and pick which ones I wanted. And then he also gave me all the songs that are the singles. So him and I produced those songs, wrote those songs together, and that was cool because then I knew it was finally over, the album process, because it had been 3 years and 50 songs. So at a certain point you play the songs really loud in the studio and you're just partying so much, jumping up and down so much that it's ready, it's cooked, ready for the fans. Thank you. You're welcome.
I was just wondering, how important the visual aspect of things, how important is it to you? Like the videos, fashion, imaging, or are you just about music? Or like what's the percentage when it comes to like who you are as an artist?
I think just even as a fan, I've always identified with people's music, but I also identify with their style. I think it's a natural part of like human behavior when we look at an image or look at a music video. We also watching how the artist presents themselves and maybe perhaps what they're wearing or their style, their accessories, the things they wear. And then videos, for me, I'm very visual, so videos are really important to me, and how I portray myself visually. I try not to get, it's a balancing act, because sometimes you have to still feel like it's your personal style coming through, so it's a balancing act between sometimes wearing designer clothes, sometimes wearing just something you bought, at the mall or whatever, or maybe wearing clothes. Like lately I've been shopping for vintage clothes and I've been really enjoying just kind of finding my own style again and buying like vintage clothes and accessorizing things differently. So it's really fun mainly, but at times it's tiring, especially when you're a girl, like in the music business. It's like sometimes you feel a bit like a Barbie doll and someone's playing dress up on you. But I mean, usually it's yourself. But it comes with the job. It's mostly very fun.
Great to know, thanks.
You're welcome.
Alright, hi. I'm from Cosmo Magazine. So
Hello.
I just wanted to ask, what advice can you give to young women on pursuing their dreams and finding their own personal style?
Oh, finding personal style, I think, comes from you have to kind of go out and see what's out there. Like you got to go, shop kind of in different places, anywhere really, and kind of, I don't know, it's about experimenting, I think, and then also being kind of fearless. And then for girls too, I think being confident is the most important thing. Like when I was a kid, I was, I remember trading like jeans with my friends, like boys and girls. Like we had these like really popular jeans as cross-color jeans, and we'd meet early in the hallway to like trade them, or I'd borrow my big brother's like big like plaid shirt or something. So it just didn't really matter. And I took a lot of my style cues, I think, from the music that I like. Like I used to love the band TLC, and I remember I dressed like them for a couple years there with my friends. So but then it evolves over time, I guess. But yeah, I would say the most important thing is, I guess, feeling like an individual, because then if you have like a personal style, it doesn't really matter what you're wearing. It's more about the confidence you have to pull it off. If you're confident, you can pull off anything. I think. Hello.
Are there Filipino artists that you're aware of, and would it be possible for you to collaborate with them?
Yeah, I'm really open to. I would like to do some collaborations, possibly with like Southeast Asian artists. Like yesterday, I was in Singapore, and I collaborated with Kevin Lester, who's also in the band Six, and he's really cool and really sweet, and he sang with me on the song "Give It to Me," and that was like really fun. He came to soundcheck, and we hung out, and then he came and performed, and he really added to the show, and it was nice to have somebody local there to contribute to the show. So I'd like to do a similar thing, I mean, if possible, here in Manila as well. I love collaborating, so I love meeting artists. I know that in the Philippines there's a strong culture of singing, and just like we have really great singers. I was listening to a few like on the airplane on the way over. Some of your ballad singers. And I'm also open to, a collabo with Manny Pacquiao, of course. But I'm sure there's a long list. I gotta get in line. But if you have any recommendations, who's your favorite artist here?
I don't know. What about? Have you heard of Charisse?
Charisse.
Yes.
Does she live here? Oh, she does?
She goes from U.S. She moves from U.S.
I've heard of Charisse, actually. I've only heard of her. Does she sing in
She'll be here in September.
September.
Oh, that's gonna be cool. Wow, must be
What
proud.
can you say about Jessica?
Wow, she's beautiful. Is she coming out with her? She's coming out with her CD soon, I think, right?
I think she's working on it.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I think she looks like a beautiful young talent. Really talented. Yeah.
Okay. Annie, Manila Bulletin again. I just wanted to ask, in all your years in the music industry, making your own music and producing your own albums, is there still anything that has surprised you about yourself as an artist, as a person?
Yeah, I'm surprised that I'm still so excited when I go to work every day. Like right now, I'm like just happy to be talking to you, and I don't know, the excitement never really changes for me or dies down. Like especially with this album, I never felt so like happy to be going to like work, you know, to talk about my music and talk about my album. Every moment feels new, even though I've obviously done this a million times. It's been 12 years, but it still feels fresh to me, and that amazes me, you know. I sometimes come home at the end of, you know, a long day of doing promo or something, and I'm like, wow, it's still so much fun for me. It never gets boring. I don't know. It's a fun job because I get to meet new people all the time. I'm a people person. I'm pretty social, so I just like meeting different people in different places all around the world. So that would be most surprising to me, that I'm still so into it.
If I had known I'd meet you, I would have brought you puto as well.
Oh, it's
Next
okay.
time.
Don't worry about it.
Hi, I'm John from Orange Magazine.
That's your last question.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Last question. Anyway, I just want to know, how do you feel that many are still happy to sing your first single, I'm Like a Bird, and do you have any plans of rearranging it for like a new album perhaps?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Recently, when I worked with David Foster for the Andrea Bocelli album, and we did the song. It's like a classic Brazilian song, Corcovado, and he was kind of encouraging me to do maybe like a standards album or something like that. So I think if I was to do a standards or a jazz album or something like that in the future, I might do something like that where I take one of my older songs and I reinterpret it in a new way. So for sure. And I also would like to do an acoustic album still, which I think is kind of a long-awaited thing for the fans. Like they wanted a real acoustic album for a long time, but I haven't done one. So hopefully that can be something that will happen sooner than later.